G'day guys, Lemon Eating Cow here, and today I'm back playing something a little bit different. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 1 on the PS2. Now, I would have liked to be playing the 1.5 final mix on PlayStation 3, but I just cannot get my hands on it. I went out today to buy a PS3 and to find 1.5, but I couldn't do it. Couldn't find it anywhere. So I'm gonna look over the next few weeks. If I can find it, then I'll transition to that. But for now, we're going to start off playing just the standard Kingdom Hearts 1. Anyway, let's jump in. I think I'm going to skip the first FMV just in case there's any copyright clashes or anything, because it does play a full song. So yeah, we'll see you in the game. So here we are towards the end of the FMV there. If you haven't seen it, I recommend checking it out. It's pretty cool. It was pretty good graphics for its time, I would say. But it really doesn't... It sets up this opening scene, but otherwise it doesn't really add all that much to the story unless you look really deep into the symbolism of it all. So here we are in the little tutorial level. So much to do. So little time. Take your time. Don't be afraid. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The door is still shut. The game kind of centers around, at some point, the 7 Disney princesses. I think it's 7. And during the game, we'll meet all those princesses. I grew up with 3 sisters, so I pretty much saw every single Disney movie there is, so I'm pretty familiar with most of it. But I'll see if the old memory serves me well. So here we've got 3 pillars, I guess, with a sword, a staff, a magic staff, and a shield. Depending on what you choose here will determine the abilities you get and in what order, and also what stats you get. If I remember correctly, if you choose the sword, you kind of level up your battle skills faster, or in a battle is kind of front end loaded, like in the early game you'll get all the cool battle skills and things like that. And then you have to forsake a weapon as well, so yeah, if you choose a shield, I think you get more item slots. And you also unlock the guard skills and more defense-based skills. And if you choose the magic wand, I think you get extra magic points. And also you get a more magic-orientated play. So I think the sword, you can pretty much max out your attack anyway. So I am going to go with the magic, because magic can be quite overpowered. It just makes for a bit of a hard start to the game because of the way the abilities unlock. But we'll see how it goes anyway. I'm sure everyone has their own preference, but at the end of the day, it's not going to make or break your game. It's just going to slightly alter the path you take. So now we have to give up one of the weapons. Defense is pretty important. Attack, you know, because this game is like action based, you can dodge and stuff like that, it's not so important, but the defense definitely I want to keep around, so I'm going to get rid of the sword. Oh, if I can even make it up on there. Invincible Courage, a sword of terrible destruction. It looks pretty terrible and destructive with that Mickey Mouse ear symbol on it. So I'll give that power up, and from what I remember, I think it might be a bit harder to start the game with the wand as your main choice, but we'll see how it goes anyway. Like I said, it doesn't make or break, it just slightly changes your endgame stats and ability progression. Do we also get to make a choice later on of how we want to level? Some Final Fantasy characters ask you a few questions and you have to pick between, like, I think it's morning, midday and evening or something. Cinderella there. And depending on what you choose, like I think if you choose morning, your leveling experience is more front-end loaded, so you level faster in the start but slower at the end. If you choose midday, I think it's pretty much even throughout the whole game. And if you choose evening, I think you get a faster amount of experience late game, which I guess I'm probably going to be grinding late game, so I might choose that late game one. Use this power to protect yourself and others. HP, run out of HP, so the blue's HP, oh sorry, the green's HP and the blue is MP. Don't have any magic to start off the game with. So these are the main enemies of the game. They are the Heartless. I thought it was really great to have really such a dark enemy in a Disney franchise. Of course, we all know about experience, and we get them by killing enemies. And different items. They follow basically the same items as Final Fantasy. Like you get potions and elixirs and ethers and things like that. So this is about targeting. Press R1 to target and lock on. Yeah, this lock-on system is, even back then, is way better than the Final Fantasy lock-on system, or Final Fantasy 15. I had problems with the lock-on system. At some points it doesn't really matter what you're hitting too much in Final Fantasy 15, but especially with a fight like the Admantoise fight, or Adamantoise fight, it was really frustrating, the lock-on system. I know you have to click in, I think it's L3 or R3, but I don't know, I just struggled with it. Maybe that's a personal thing, maybe you guys don't have that problem, but I really didn't like the targeting system. But Kingdom Hearts, from what I remember, it has been a long time since I played it, but the battle system, the lock-on system, camera, everything is pretty well done, I think. But I'm sure going back on it, I'm going to have some probably scathing critiques on it, but I really hope it stands up to the test of time. Like, it looks good now, it doesn't look horrible. A few of the things are a bit pixelated, that might be the format on which I'm playing it, but otherwise it looks, yeah, fantastic. It's such a shame. I really wish I had been able to play it on the 1.5 final mix, but yeah, you got to do what we got access to. Open up the chests here. Go down to open, I guess. I love that animation of just tapping on the chest, like, are you awake? But ever since playing Dark Souls, I've had a real wariness towards chests. There you go, we get a potion, so it's much like Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy franchise in the items way. Lock on with L2 to switch targets. Another thing I really love about this game is the actual item boxes that drop from enemies and things. It's just so iconic. It's quite a simple design, but it's just, I don't know, every time I see it, it's so perfectly done. Just a little item drop. It's way better than just having like a sparkle on the map or something like that. Just a little physical representation, and they also denote different levels of item drops, or like unused items or equipment. I think they have slightly different boxes that drop. It kind of reminds me, if you guys have ever played at Phantasy Star Online, where they drop the little square box when you kill them, and you know kind of what the loot's going to be depending on the color of the box. Select button for first person view. Oh yeah, pretty good. I don't think you use that all that often in this game, but yeah. So this is the part where we get to choose kind of our leveling pace, and we got different characters here. We got Selphie from Final Fantasy 8, I think it is. Titus from Final Fantasy 10, and Waka from Final Fantasy 10 as well. I really don't like his accent. He's a kind of cool character, but I guess the accent, man, it turns me off so much. So, what's most important to you? Being number one. Well, I'm already number one, so, you know. don't need to maintain that. Friendship, it is important. My prized possessions. I think from what I remember, I'm trying to go for a late game build, so I think you choose the third options, and that'll give it to you. These don't actually reflect the way or my character or anything, but what do you want out of life? To see rare sights, to broaden my horizons, or to be strong? Again, I'm just going for the choice, so to be strong, but I'm already a powerhouse, so, you know, maybe I didn't need to choose that one. And Titus, or Titus? What are you so afraid of? Getting old? Well, too late, I'm already there. Being different? No, never been a fear of mine. Being indecisive? What should I choose? Being indecisive. Just Titus's pants? What the hell, man? Why doesn't he have that other leg on? It's always just baffled me, that costume choice. I don't understand. I think I would have liked his character more if he just had to put that other piece of pant on. I don't get it. Anyway, being indecisive, it is scary, mate. You like to collect neat things, you want to be strong, and you're afraid of being indecisive. In real life, I don't really collect all that much. Like, I'm not a big hoarder of things. I'm renting, well, I've been renting for quite a number of years now, so, and you tend to move a lot when you rent. So every time we move, I pretty much just cull everything. If it's been sitting around for 6 months and I haven't touched it, it's gone. So your adventure begins in the dead of night. Your road won't be easy, but a rising sun awaits your journey's end. So yeah, I think that's hinting towards the fact that at the start I'm not going to level all that fast, but towards the end you level way faster. I think it may reduce the amount of experience you need between levels. So I think because you're taking big chunks off the levels towards the end, which is the most experience, I think it's actually the most efficient way to do it. And it ends up you have to grind less at the end of the day. Sleeping Beauty. Oh, back in the stained glass world, I think, or I guess. I love this, even just this start opening area. Not only the island, I like the island. It's just kind of I don't know, innocent or something. It just has this, like, it really feels like the start, which is great. But this area too, it's just with the stained glass and introducing the princesses and the heartless is really well done as well. It just sets the mood and the pace for the game. And the combat at the moment is pretty simple. It's pretty much only the 3-hit combo. But as you go on, you start getting like air attacks, and you got an air combo as well. But you start getting techniques and all type of stuff like guards and parries, and yeah, it's really cool. It starts opening up, which is great. I love it when they don't give you your whole arsenal at the start, but you have enough that you kind of feel like the combat's not stunted or anything. But as you go on, you feel more powerful because of abilities and things, not just because you're hitting harder. Which is a little bit of a criticism I had of Final Fantasy 15. You level up and of course you get a few new skills like warping and air step and stuff, but I never really felt... I wish they had expanded on your abilities more to give Noctis actually specific abilities like, I don't know, like a Dragoon jump, or I don't know, just some iconic Final Fantasy moves that you could kind of chuck into battle. Maybe extended his moveset a little bit. Otherwise, like, it was, I don't want to complain too much about it, but it's a good battle system, but it just, I don't know, it's kind of forgettable. Here we got Belle from Beauty and the Beast. They're actually doing a live action version of Beauty and the Beast with, I think, Emma Watson as Belle. It's yet to be seen if it's good or not. I don't really like Emma Watson at all. I don't think she's that nice of a person, but yeah, the movie should be alright. I guess, if you're into that. I've watched Beauty and the Beast heaps and heaps of times. My sister, is one of her favourite movies, so at the start I was like, this is girly crap, but of course then I came to know I know all the songs and I could pretty much do it line for line at this point. So here we got a big ass Heartless. These guys are pretty cool. They're kind of, yeah, it's just cool to have that Disney design, but it's kind of dark as well. Kind of reminds me of Fantasia or something. The Disney movie that was released years and years ago. So here I guess you just have to beat up his hand. You might take out little dudes for a bit of tech points. Or experience points rather. Bam. Yeah, the combat feels real satisfying already, but late game it gets even better. And I think Kingdom Hearts 2, they expanded it so you can like dual wield and there's hyperdrive and all that stuff. It's just really good fun. Oh. I don't think he can do too much damage to us. Oh, he can reflect his attacks. Forgot about that. Like I said, it's been years since I played this, so you're gonna have to excuse my noobiness for this. Oh, what's he doing here? Oh, the gravity thing. Kind of reminds me of the red giants in Final Fantasy 15. They punch the ground and do that kind of gravitron attack. Or gravity well, or whatever it may be. So if he shoots his projectiles again, we'll try and hit him back at him. See, as you can see, the staff is quite weak at the start, so you're a little bit underpowered, but it more than makes up for it at the end of the game. So, no, what's he doing? Not much. Maybe I can bash his feet. Oh. There he goes. See if we can hit these back. No! Terrible! There you go, I got one back anyway. Ah, level up too. Whoa! Oh, I got a few there. That's quite good for tech. I completely forgot about that. I'm sure you could sit here and just wait for him to do that and get a bit of XP up. But I think once you reach the island, you can fight Waka and Tidus. Come on, dude, what are you doing? You can fight Waka and Tidus, and if you deflect or parry their attacks, you can keep leveling up, and you can do it for ages and ages and get a real kickstart on your leveling. Oh. Oh, I love seeing that, like the brightness of Disney and the characters with their goofy kind of shoes and weird outfits, and there's all this darkness around. It just has a juxtaposing type of feel to it. I really like it. No. You are the one who will open the door. So Kingdom Hearts is pretty much all about, well, not all about, but it's centered around doors and you using keys to open those doors. And it's doors to the hearts, door to different worlds, basically. I guess it's, well, it's metaphorical, of course. So here we are on the starting island. It just sets it off as like a kind of carefree, innocent pacing, but also instantly you're faced with questions of like, the island seems to be pretty isolated, like where are your parents, why are you on this island, things like that.
I couldn't breathe, I couldn't... Ow! Are you still dreaming? It wasn't a dream. Or was it?
And like I said, I'm no extreme Kingdom Hearts buff, so I'm sure there's lore points around all this that I'm just not aware of, but yeah. I guess when I was playing this, I was fully absorbed in the gameplay and just everything like that. I didn't pay too much attention to the lore.
Nothing at all? Nothing. You ever want to go back?
Well, I'm happy here.
Really?
But you know...
It kind of, this island has a little bit of like a limbo vibe to it.
I'd like
like
to see
between
it too,
heaven and hell.
along with any other worlds out there. I want to see them all.
So what are we waiting for?
Hey! Aren't you guys forgetting about me?
So here's Riku.
So,
He's like the,
I guess I'm the only
I
one
guess
working on
kind
the
of
raft.
nemesis-y guy, or the antagonist for
And you're
this.
just as lazy as he is.
And he does some pretty badass stuff
Okay,
later.
we'll finish it together. I'll race you.
Huh?
What? Are you kidding?
Ready? Go!
Yeah, just this introduction is just, I don't know, it's a nice way of just kind of easing you into it all. And I find Sora, the main character, he's really likable without being too whingy or too emo, or which is a lot of problems I have with a lot of the Final Fantasy protagonists. They seem to be a bit too, I don't know, self-absorbed, or they care about little things too much, or they, I don't know, maybe it's because of my age or something, I just don't identify with most of the Final Fantasy characters, but Sora's kind of good. He's innocent, but he wants to try his best to become strong, so yeah, I find him identifiable. So you can gather the rest of the supplies. Sora, are you listening to me? Yeah, I heard you. Okay, here's what you need to go find. 2 logs, 1 cloth, and 1 rope. Bring everything back here. If you need help, just ask. I'm counting on you. No worries. So, my amazing voice acting skills have already come into play. It's undeniable, the best. So you have to collect a few things. Here you can interact with a few of the different Final Fantasy characters. I think Waka, you can bash, like get into a duel with him and you can hit his ball back at him. And every time you do, you get a tech point or an experience point. So I'll see what my timing's like. Probably terrible. Got a cool little wooden pirate sword. Oops. Oh yeah, not too bad. I think you can just do this over and over, and then he does like a special attack or something. Oops. You can use this to level up your skill. It's fairly quick for a few levels, and then it gets slower and slower. But I remember my mate, when I first introduced him to this game, I showed him how to do it, and he just did this for hours on end, so he ended up having a pretty good head start on the game. It's not necessary, but it makes it, for me, I really like getting overpowered early in games. As you can see with most of my guides, I think my first guide was leveling from level 1 in Final Fantasy 15, so... Yeah, he's taking a bit of a beating, which is... We got rid of that sword in the start, so... Enemies are generally going to take a fair whack. But nothing too much we can't handle. Got him. And you also get tech points for beating him as well. Take that, mate. So we'll go into our menus and see what we got. So items, like everything. Equipment, I think you can use swords and then accessories as well. Rings and bracelets and things like that. Abilities, we can't get into yet. Customize, they just, you can map skills and magic to your side buttons there. Status, just normal stuff. Experience next level, 35, things like that. Alright, and to use items I think you have to actually assign them, so... Yeah, you have to make slight choices before you go into battle. So we're going to go up and fight Tidus. I think if you deflect his attacks you can get 2p every time you do it, so yeah. Whether I can... I've got my skills to do that is another thing, but we'll give it a shot.
Hey, Sora! You feel lucky today?
Always, mate. You asked for it.
You're going down!
Whoop. Now, yeah, I'm quite rusty at this, so... I believe you can parry his attacks if you get them at the right time. But I'm obviously terrible at it. I'll try lock onto him and see if that helps. There you go, tech 2p. So you can do this early and just constantly reflect his attacks back at him. Oops. And he's kicking my ass. Also, if you just kind of smash at him, you'll end up deflecting a few attacks. I think he's going to kill me. I'll show you how the items work anyway. So you can just jump in there, use a potion in battle. It's got a really good item system and magic, and it's everything about the battle system is great. Oop, he's still kicking my ass. Try and get a few more deflects in. There you go. And you unlock different abilities and skills as you level, and at different levels they'll unlock depending on what weapon you chose at the start of the game. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the episode here. I know we haven't really got into much, but I'm going to play around with Tidus a little bit and level up my character a little bit, just deflect his attacks a bit more, and then once that's over we'll get more into the main story and we'll really dive into it. Once I'm out of this initial stage, I think I'll just start headlong into it and get things done. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. Yeah, like I said, not much went on, but next episode it'll be a bit better. If this is something you really want to watch in the future, then let me know with likes and leave it down in the comments as well. And really, if you're having troubles with me playing Kingdom Hearts 1 and you want me to play 1.5, then I can kind of delay this until I get to 1.5. I don't mind doing that. So yeah, just let me know what you think. And please, if you're here for the first time, subscribe and check out my Final Fantasy 15 guides. This has been Lemon Eating Cow. Thanks for watching, guys. Moo.